All right, welcome back to today's market color recap session. Great to have you here. So this session is going to be quite short because we did a very detailed breakdown this morning on the asset classes that I'll be trading. And I remember calling out to trade on USD CAD, which is currently playing beautifully. So let's review that quickly. If you happen to miss this morning's session, that's fine. What you want to do is to go on our YouTube channel and watch the previous session that you happen to miss, so you can catch up on how we came about these different levels that we drew out. All right. Okay. So let us now proceed to see what the market has done so far. All right. So looking at USD CAD first, let's quickly look at that. And you see that the levels we marked out are still very much on the chart. We said we are going to be buying from here. This was where I wanted to see confirmations from, and we took the buy of USD CAD. And I mentioned that this is going to be my most preferred take profit level, somewhere around 1.40888 or 1.40860, because I believe that all things being equal, USD CAD should buy back into the zone. However, is it possible that we see USD CAD continue to sell from where it is, because that's now come to trade through a resistance and we're seeing the reactions? It is very likely, but I'm still going to be holding this trade to take this buy from here to here. And if it happens to then reverse and kick me out of the market, still fine. It's part of the game. So yes, I am actively in a USD CAD trade, and I hope one or two of us happen to catch this trade as well. Currently looking to buy into the zone, and if price eventually reaches this level, we'll then start to look for confirmations that will make us see if USD CAD is going to continue to sell following this recent structure points that it happened to break somewhere here, but not just that, also the sunshine. So are they going to retrace here and then sell deeper to give us a new sunshine? We don't know. For now, what we know is we're currently buying USD CAD. And then we looked at AUD USD as well. And I mentioned saying that I was looking at AUD USD temporarily selling into this point of interest. So this is a point of interest that could serve as support, or this. So on the 5-minute time frame now, coupled with the one we did on H1, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of interest that we're watching out for on M5. Let us see which of them holds. Are you going to sell here, find support and start to buy, or you're going to violate this, giving us reason to believe that AUD USD sell is back in full force? Looking at the H4 time frame, you see that your sunshine was printed. We've seen consecutive downtrend break of structures to downside, which is making me think that, okay, if these levels get broken down to the downside, then we'll be seeing sell pressures for AUD USD. I believe this is as clear as it can be. If you have any questions, let me know by leaving it in the chat box, and I'll answer them before we move into the next half. That will be a recap on indices. Please don't lie, I salute you. Hold on, sir. Okay, so that's pretty much the recap. Like I said, I'm in USD CAD, so we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. If we make money all the way to our full take profit level, really amazing. That's good to know. Let's see how that plays out as well. All right, with that being said, we'll go on a very short break to reconvene in a minute or less to continue our recap on indices. Cheers and God bless. Thank you so much for joining. Bye for now.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Welcome to the second part of the market color tips on live. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today? And everyone watching on YouTube, I greet you specially. All right. Let me share my screen so we can start. Okay, so a brief one with the entire US equities market or indices. It has been quite an interesting one. We've recovered from the sell-off we had last week, as I said, on US 30. Check the weekly time frame. We are seeing a very bullish and engulfing candle, right? This is an engulfing candle on the weekly. If it closes this week with an engulfing, I expect that next week will just be a continuation, right, of this movement to the upside, to go and clear its previous high that's been created, right? That's what we have on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, we have this, which is like a counter trade for technicals, like a sweep, box strategy, sweep, break, and then price reacting off to the downside. But with what the higher time frame is saying in terms of weekly and that covers daily, I believe we should see more bullishness in this market rather than having it sell to the downside, right? And so I look forward to, we might see a reaction here. Of course, definitely this other block, some form of reaction from the other block, but then I don't expect it to hold um, quite solid in terms of the market still selling off again to the downside. I really don't expect that to happen. Anything can happen, but then personally, I want to see like a box pattern failure here, right? Like price is going to invalidate this level, something like this. Price comes into this, do as though it's going to sell, and then invalidate it, come back to retest it, and then continue, right? So that's what I'm looking out for in the market for US 30. That's why we are being patient to just see how price react off from this zone. On the 4 hour time frame, nothing really much to do there. We just have almost the same thing. 230 should send price, not 2:30 or even up to 3 o'clock, right? Within the time frame between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, we should see some form of injection, liquidity into the market, right? Some form of momentum. That's the word, not liquidity. Some more of momentum in the market, because it has been a very sluggish day since 8 in the morning. Yeah, it has been a very, very sluggish day. Nothing has happened. Truly, look at what we have up until now. So I'm truly looking forward to seeing how 3 o'clock is going to be. Hopefully, we'll see that pump to the upside. Something like a bearish flag is currently being formed. Not significant, but then we can see that this can also send price to continue its movement to the upside. So for me, I want to see how price reacts up from this zone. Right? Today is Thursday already, tomorrow Friday, and then into next week, I will begin to, look for immediate opportunity again in the market. So that's pretty much what I have going on US 30. The same thing with US 100, with your S&P 500, and also the rest of the pair, right? This is basically what I have going on. Like I said in the morning, I just want to keep my hands on deck, not to just, waste any money in the market in terms of trying to take or scalp those markets. The price action we have so far so good since the morning has not been encouraging. A whole US 30 and US 500, we've not seen more than how many pips? This is not even up to how many pips is this? Say 80 pips, right? Not even up to 80 pips. The entire movement since 7 o'clock till now. So it's quite interesting. I believe the market we'll see more volume by 3 o'clock, or if there's any news that would send it to the upside, that will also be defining factor for what we have going on. All right, so pretty much what we have for today. Nothing much, nothing serious in the market. We'll just wait till next, especially for me, I'm waiting till price gets to this zone, and then I'll see how market wants to react from this. If I see a very clear cut, entry for sales, I don't mind. I want to take a sales too. But Overall, with what I'm seeing on the weekly time frame, it is that the market is extremely bullish, right? Especially with the weekly engulfing candle that's currently been formed. If everything being equal, the candle stays the same till the close of this week, then I expect next week to be a very bullish week, and we can start looking out for proper buys in the market. All right, thank you so much. That's pretty much what I have going on this afternoon. Thank you for joining. Tips don't lie. Once again, I will see you tomorrow for the end of the week analysis on yen, pair, GU, and the rest. Also gold for those that love to trade gold. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Cheers and God bless.